Good morning and welcome to another edition of USF Crosstalk. I'm Joshua Duncan, and this morning our special guest is Student Association President Ronnie Hawkins. How you doing, Ronnie?
Pretty good. How you doing this morning,
Good,
Josh?
good. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So, Ronnie, tell us, how did you get involved with being in Student Senate?
Well, it started my sophomore year. I was roommates with Travis Lape, who was serving as our Student Association President last year. And I thought it would just be something cool to get involved with. He kind of encouraged me to do it because he would be in charge, and we kind of have really similar visions for what we'd like the school to be like. And so it was something that I thought would be really cool to get involved with, so I did it.
Okay. So what kind of visions do you have for the school as being a Student Senate President?
Well, just mainly what we focused on this year and what Travis focused on last year was getting lots of new stuff for dorms, different academic areas. In fact, last year we spent the most money that a Student Senate has ever spent at USF. No one's ever run out of money. And in fact, that was true 2 years ago. We still had about like 10 grand left. That was the year before I was on Senate. But we want to have a very active Senate, really active senators, and we want student government to be a big deal.
Okay. What kind of highlights or updates can the students see on campus this year from last year?
Well, this year, our big project, at least so far this semester, was getting a new pool table and a TV for Java City area, which has turned out really good. The pool table, since I've seen it, has been used constantly. Mm-hmm. At the beginning of the year, we focused on getting new microwaves, DVD players, stuff like that for some of the dorms, and that turned out to be really good. And then basically we've just helped fund a lot of clubs, and we've done some special things, like we had a bunch of money raised for Juarez that will still go to families there, even though our students aren't taking the mission trip there anymore.
So with the current economic crisis and USF's economic crisis, will the students see the funding affected for next year at all?
Well, I sure hope not, but I can't guarantee anything at this point because I haven't heard anything. This year we've already got a little bit cut off our budget. When Shad Durgan left last year, he put in for $20,000 for student senates for this year, for our budget this year, and we started with about 17. So we already had $3,000 cut off. So I'm hoping that we won't see any further cuts to our budget. I know lots of faculty groups have, and kind of the big message that came out of this with Greg Fritz and Dr. Benedetto is that they made these cuts so they wouldn't have to cut student services and they wouldn't have to cut academics. So our student association is certainly what you would call a student service. So so far I haven't heard of any cuts that have been made to our budget, and I surely hope that we won't be cut in the future.
That's good. That's good. I think the students probably really need to hear that for next year. So what kind of relationships are formed with the Student Senate and the teachers or the faculty?
In fact, really soon here we're going to be going around trying to get some year-ending projects and stuff. So we're going to be going around to lots of the people in different academic areas and asking them, hey, you have a project that's maybe $200, $300, $500 that, Student Senate might be consider buying stuff, like stuff for theater, our own media studies program, education, exercise science. They always have like different stuff that they're in charge of for like the gym and college week and different stuff like that. So, but as far as the relationship with faculty goes, we always try and be on the good side of faculty, because basically they're really, besides students, when it comes down to it, I mean, they're what drives this university is the faculty, and we really appreciate it. So
that's great. So as Student Senate, being on Student Senate, what have you learned? Because you're going to be graduating probably the next year, so you're a poli-sci and media studies major. What do you plan on doing with that when you graduate?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to have a media studies degree as well, and I have some hookups that maybe I could get a job at a radio station back home in Omaha. I also have my uncle that helps with the Nebraska Department of Economic Development. So I don't know. I might be interning for them next summer. But I don't know. We'll just see it from here. But I've learned that life is all politics. It's all politics. always got to be looking out for the people that you represent. So
that's right, and you do a really great job with that as Student Senate
thank you.
President
Thank
Ronnie.
you.
Thank you for joining us this morning. I'm Joshua Duncan, and up next, Jerry Coxwell with sports.